And a good Thursday evening to you. Welcome to the WCTV Game of the Week Thursday edition here at Franklin High School, Howard Gamble Stadium, between the host Franklin Rebels against the Spring Hill High School Raiders. Raiders looking to kick off to a committee of Rebels as we start Thursday night football here in Franklin, Tennessee. Ball fielded inside the 10. That's number 7, Cooper Polk. He's getting it to the outside, looking for some room, and he is pushed out of bounds right around the 40-yard line. Good field position for the Rebels as Josh Nichols, starting quarterback for the Rebels, leads his team out onto the field. As we said, coming into this broadcast, Thursday night, fall break is upon us here at Williamson County Schools, and having a little bit of a early game this week. Seeing the starters for the Rebels: Nichols at quarterback, as we said, Gaka, Kemp, Bright, Holder, Hoffhaus, Amsler, Albert, Burgess, Ray, and Anderson. Finishing off the offensive line for the offense of the Rebels as the officials get everything set up on the field to get us underway for the first play of this football game. Nichols sends a man in motion. That's number 11, Bright. Takes the sweep to the outside, gets a haul. Able to reach up about to the 46-yard line. Solid gain of 5.5 to 6 there for Bright. Chancellor Bright highlighting the wide receiver core for the Rebels with a committee of receivers, that is. As again, my name is Parker Hazard. Welcome to the WCTV broadcast. Senior night here at Franklin High School. Rebels have the ball here, second down and about 4. As the officials are checking things out once again. Coach Donnie Webb at Franklin. Actually, we'll get to that right after this play as Nichols looks right, finds his receiver, and is pushed out of bounds around the 45-yard lines of the Rebels, or excuse me, the Raiders, and that was number 8, Spencer Holder, with the reception. Coach Johnny Webb and the Franklin Rebels coming into this game 4-4, 1-3 in their region, coming off the bye week last week. Looking to finish this season off, the last 2 remaining games with fresh legs and a fresh team to possibly sneak their way into the playoffs. So after the first down catch, Nichols takes the snap. Actually, that's a direct snap to number 24. That's Matt Gaka as he takes it out to the left side, passes the 40-yard line.
Gaka on the carry.
And is taken down by number 9 for the Raiders. That's Austin Williams.
Austin Williams made the tackle.
Solid first down direct snap game there for the Rebels. A little bit of a wild Rebel look. So that brings up 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard run by Matt Gaka. There we see Donnie Webb, the leader of the clubhouse for the Rebels. Second down, Nichols rolling right, throwing right, finds his receiver, Chancellor Bright, as he tiptoes, catches the ball just short of the 25-yard line, and the Rebels are moving. Coming to this game for the Spring Hill Rebels, coached by Ben Martin. A little bit of a struggle this year. A younger team trying to find their identity. Coming into this evening, 0-8 overall and 0-4 in the region. Missing some solid senior aspects from the team last year that went on to the next level. And as the first down snap is called dead, looks like a false start on the Rebels. That'll bring them back 5 yards. So as we said, Franklin coming off the bye week. Week before that, they played Oakland. And Oakland is, so far this season, the number 1 team in the mid-state. And the Rebels fell 45-7 leading into their bye week last week as Nichols fakes the handoff to Gaka, and that is blown up dead. Number 9 by the Raiders. That's Williams again into the backfield to stop.
Williams made the tackle.
In the backfield there. Great play on first down, bringing up 2nd and long.
3rd and 20.
As we see, Nichols had nowhere to go.
Correction, 2nd and 20.
And Williams in there. The few other white shirts there ready to make the stop. So after the 5-yard loss, 2nd and 20. Bright sent into motion to the right side. Nichols looks his way, overshoots his intended receiver, Holder.
Nichols pass intended for Spencer Holder, incomplete.
And now that's going to bring up 3rd and long, 3rd down and 20 to be exact, on the 39-yard line of the Raiders. The Rebels are trying to keep this drive going. Rebels are looking to start fast, score early, and keep it going against the Raiders team, allowing 33-plus points a game, and their offense actually only getting 9.5 points per game. So that's not going to bode very well against this high-powered Franklin offense that is capable, as Gaka takes it up the gut. Gets back close to the original line of scrimmage around the 30-yard line. That's going to bring up still about 4th and 10.5, 4th and long, as Coach Webb looks to be keeping the offense on the field of the Rebels. Nichols, the quarterback, taking time to look to the sidelines for the sign, and he will stay on the field. 4th down and 11. Ball on the 30-yard line of the Rebels. 9:10 left in this first quarter of action. Nichols with 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Fakes a handoff to his running back, Gaka. Steps up in the pocket, looks over the middle. And it was tipped initially. The receiver was able to come up with the ball. And that was, it looked like the catch was made.
Gain of 12 yards and a first down.
Gain of 12 yards and a first down for the Rebels. Let's see here on the replay exactly what happened. I wasn't able to tell who received the catch from Nichols, as he was able to contain himself. The ball is tipped, and it looks like Rebels were able to maintain possession as Gaka takes it off tackle to the right side, makes a nice swift move there inside the 5-yard line into the end zone for 6 points for the Rebels, and that's our first score tonight. Matt Gaka, 14-yard run for the touchdown for the Rebels. And as we mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast, Rebels starting fast and starting early against this defense of the Raiders that have had troubles all year. As the point after is through by Ian Burr. And with 8 minutes and 34 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, the Franklin Rebels, with the run by Matt Gaka, lead Spring Hill 7-0.
Quarterback Club would like also thank the First Tennessee Bank Mafioso's Pizzeria.
So again, fall break here in Williamson County as we bring action to you this Thursday evening, October 18th. Nice brisk evening. Fall is now among us, and what better than some great high school football on a Thursday night.
Nissan Altima.
There is actually another game in progress this evening. Independence is visiting Memphis East tonight. Our other game on Thursday, and most of the county and region are on bye weeks this week. So 2 lone games tomorrow. Brentwood is visiting Marshall County, and Shelbyville at Page. A couple inter-region matchups there, as it's come to the time of year where everyone is fighting for their playoff lives. And the Franklin Rebels are one of those here this evening, as Ian Burr is set to kick off to the Raiders. Looks like number 22, Landon Seacrest, back to receive the kick. Burr sends a low line drive kick, and it looks to go out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So already Franklin coming in as a heavy favorite, giving extra field position to the Raiders of Spring Hill. Again, who are coming into this game 0-8, trying to find themselves this year. And yes, Franklin coming off a bye, but this is a game to catch Franklin slipping up if you're the Raiders. Rebels don't want to look over this Spring Hill team. And we'll see if with this field position, if the Raiders can get something going, starting as the starting quarterback. That's Raheem Sanders, number 18, as he gets back with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And then the Raiders are going to get their first possession going this evening. As Sanders takes the snap, running to the left, and he is met in the backfield hard and quick.
Christian Molman.
Looks like that was big number 71, Christian Molman, the senior 207-pound defensive lineman there to catch Sanders on the loss.
Second and 15.
Looks like it's a loss of 5, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 15. Ball on the Raiders' own 35-yard line. Pistol formation for Sanders. Takes the snap, gives to his running back, fumbles the ball, ball's on the ground.
Fumble on the play.
As they part the bodies, looks like the Raiders have maintained possession. Dodged the bullet there, bringing up 3rd. And looks to be about 17. Ball on the 32-yard line of the Raiders. So a couple hiccups so far at front 4 of Franklin. Fast off the line and able to get in to stop the running back there for a loss, bringing up 3rd and 18 for the Raiders. Sanders takes the snap, looking right, finds his receiver, and it is dropped. Riley Hager there had a little bit of space. Looks like Hager there thinking about running before he caught the ball. Sanders' pass falling incomplete, so that'll bring up 4th and 18 for Spring Hill. Here in your first quarter with the clock stopped at 7 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here. And
Number 34,
Don Johnson, number 34, the junior kicker, set up to punt. Gets the snap. Punt is away. Fair catch is called and caught for the Rebels by it's like number 22. Not sure. I do not have his information here on the roster sheet, but calls for the fair catch and gets it on the Rebels' own 35-yard line as the Rebels and Josh Nichols march out to the field. As the defense got off the field fairly quickly, and the Rebels starting the ball 1st and 10 here on the 35-yard line of their own. Nichols takes the snap and looking right over towards Chancellor Bright and misses everybody, even the bench over there on the Raiders side. Ball must have gotten away from him a little bit. Nonetheless, bringing up 2nd down and 10. As the Rebels try this one again. Sending out 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, with Matt Gaka to Nichols left on his hip. Nichols throwing to the left, intended receiver Joe Modell, or Modell, excuse me, and a little bit of mustard on that ball from Nichols as it goes through Modell's hands on the slant route. A little bit hotter than Modell was expecting. So that brings us here 3rd and 10. Ball on the Rebels, 35-yard line. Spreading it out. Nichols with a couple hard counts takes the snap, gives to Gaka, looking for room on the left side, makes a cut. Nearing the 45-yard line where the first down marker is. Mr. Official showing that it is going to be short 1 yard, bringing up 4th down and 1. Ball is spotted at, looks like the 44-yard line. Gaka made that cut there in the middle. Tries to make it up to that 45-yard line to get the first down and was not able to. So the Raiders keeping the offense on the field. Rebels, that is. I'm going to be getting these R's mixed up all night. Franklin Nichols hands the ball off to Nichols, and he is met close right at the 45-yard line where the markers are. And from where the referees are standing, looks like they gave him a pretty healthy spot. And the change will be moving as Matt Gaka able to inch forward across the 45-yard line to the 46. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Rebels from their own 46-yard line. Clock down to 6 minutes left here in the first quarter. Josh Nichols looking over the defense. Gaka to his left hip. Looking to the left, looking deep. Had a man open, Spencer Holder, and was not able to come up with the ball on the coverage. Dontel Prowell for the Raiders. Great defense, able to stay with Holder all the way. Good pass by Nichols. Had his receiver in stride off the hands, but good defense there by Prowell for Spring Hill to get in the way of the catch, and that brings up 2nd down and 10. Rebels are showing a healthy dose of passing so far. They have great threats on the receiving core, as we said earlier, but Matt Gaka, the premier back for the Rebels, as we see Nichols throwing the ball, swing pass out to the right. That's Reed Kemp, the sophomore receiver, catching it in the flat, getting a couple yards. Going to bring up 3rd and medium to long for the Rebels. As I was saying, Matt Gaka, I will check my stat here in a few minutes, but over 800 yards rushing this season, looking to get to 1,000 these last 2 games, and only touching the ball about 4 or 5 times so far this game. Going to look to see what the Rebels do to add him into the mix. 3rd and 7, ball on the 49-yard line. Nichols takes the snap, fakes it to Gaka, over the middle to number 38. That is Brock Hothaus, and he is able to get down to the field close to the 15-yard line of the Raiders. And number 20, that's Ramon Kelly, able to stop Hothaus there on the 34-yard pass. Good fake to Gaka. Nichols feeding the ball to his receivers there on the seam. Perfect timing, able to get in between the defenders, getting the ball inside the red zone on the Raiders' 17-yard line. Rebels are moving. Nichols gets the snap, hands it off to Gaka, and he is only able to get a couple yards. Looks like the front line of the Rebels kind of coming up the line a little weak. The Raiders are able to get in and penetrate into the backfield pretty quickly, not letting Gaka to get his vision and get in between the tackles to get up through the field. And good stop by the Raiders, only holding Gaka to a 2-yard gain. Ball on the 15-yard line, bringing up 2nd and 8. Clock rolling, just over 4.5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Franklin High School, Thursday night football. Nichols in the shotgun, and a lot of movement. I don't even think the ball left the ground. And false start there for the Rebels. That'll bring the ball back to the 20-yard line. 2nd and 13 will be the call. So after the false start penalty, the Rebels will take the 2nd and 13 snap, give to Gaka, and he is met in the backfield and dragged down by a committee of Raiders. Leading that committee for the defense, big number 80 for the Raiders. That is Joby Smith, the senior middle linebacker, in to get Gaka in the backfield. As we see here, great penetration, great movement up front. And into the backfield was Smith to stop Matt Gaka for, once again, another loss on this drive, bringing up 3rd and 15 from the 22-yard line of the Raiders. Nichols takes a snap, looks right, pump fakes, looking for Bright in the end zone. The catch is made. Did he get his feet in? He did. Nichols to Chancellor Bright, big number 11, in the right corner of the end zone. Some of the Raiders are kind of questioning the call from this angle up here, too far away to see. Great concentration. Concentration. That's a difficult word to say tonight. By Chancellor Bright.
Number 16, Ian Burr
picking
on
up the
shot
second
against the
touchdown for the Rebels. And Ian Burr with the point after, and it is good.
Kick is good.
22-yard touchdown pass. Josh Nichols to Chancellor Bright for the touchdown, and that is going to take our score to 14-0. Franklin Rebels leading. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in this first quarter. As we check out this replay, good pump, good looking ball by Nichols, and Bright eyes on the ball the entire time. And we see great job by our men in the truck, and looks like the left foot was down. Possession was made. The foot there by the defensive back of the Raiders, Kelly, kind of blocking the foot. So we'll give it to him. Left foot down inside the line. Great catch by Chancellor Bright. Throw from Josh Nichols, and that brings up kickoff coming for the Raiders' second possession here in the first quarter. As Ian Burr gets his troops together. And looks like, judging by where they're going to be spotting this ball for the kickoff, I must have been running my mouth and missed a call there on the Raiders after the point after. So Ian Burr and the Rebels will be kicking off from the Raiders' 45-yard line. And Burr swings the right foot, and the ball is downfield and through the end zone for a touchback. And the Raiders will start their second drive of the first quarter from the 20-yard line. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this opening quarter. First drive for the Rebels, little to none going there. Running game not working so far, a little miscommunication and ball security issues. So Coach Martin and the Raiders over there on their side looking to move the ball, get a first down or two, get the ball moving, get something going, as Sanders takes the snap, hands off to the left side, give to Landon Seacrest, and he is met in the backfield. Slung there by Kirkpatrick, making the tackle for a couple yards of a loss. And that will bring up second down for the Raiders, loss of 1. So 11 yards to go here on second down. Sanders in the shotgun. Seacrest on his right hip. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Looks like he was going for a read option. Seacrest able to sneak out to the left, get up close to the 30-yard line, which is where he needed to get for the first down.
Lipscomb made the tackle for Franklin.
Good positive yards on that play from Seacrest, bringing up third and just about 1.5 to reach the first down for the Raiders. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication there. Quarterback could not get rid of the ball, and finally got it to Seacrest, and he was able to reach around the right side, or left side, excuse me, close to the first down. And there on third down, Stanley Worstel is the quarterback. Excuse me for missing the number there on this drive. Trying to get it out to his receiver in the flat. Little low, was not able to, and that is going to bring up 4th down and 1. Special teams units from both sides come out onto the field. Punt is away. It is low. Getting a good Raider roll. Getting right out to around the 33-yard line. And that is where the Rebels will start their third drive here in this opening quarter. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go. Raiders lead Rebels. Rebels, Raiders. ours. Excuse me, folks. Raiders trail the Rebels of Franklin 14-0.
32-yard line.
As we'll see Josh Nichols and company come out for the Rebels offense. So far, Nichols showing off his arm, and a lot of passing looks for this Rebels offense so far. And as mentioned before, we will see if we can see Matt Gaka go to work. Personally, I have not gotten to see him play this year. Had a big game a couple weeks ago, the Battle of Franklin against Centennial. And like we said earlier, trying to reach that 1,000-yard rushing mark of the season as
Gaka on the carry.
Gaka gets up, crossing the 35, making it around to the 36-yard line, 37 maybe. Looks like the ball's going to be spotted at the 38-yard line.
Gain of 6
And that's going to bring up 2nd and 4 after a gain of 6 by Gaka. Nichols in the shotgun, Gaka to his left. Gives to Gaka on the right side. Goes off tackle and is able to cross the 40-yard line and cross the first down marker. Clock will stop as the change will move. First down run by Matt Gaka. And the Rebels are on the move once again.
Gain of 6 yards on the play and a first Tennessee.
Robinson for the Raiders, stopping Gaka there.
Ball at their own 44.
So ball on the Rebel 44-yard line as they keep the drive going. 1st and 10. Nichols takes the snap, drops back, looking left, looking deep left. And ball hanging up in the air a little bit. Intended receiver Spencer Holder there, and for the Raiders on defense, Dante Prowell and Raheem Sanders there, both able to defend Holder, knocking the ball down, forcing the incomplete pass, bringing up 2nd down and 10 from the Rebel 44-yard line. And looked like the ball got away a little bit from Nichols there, coming up short as he's looking with 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, as the receiver from the right coming and taking the pitch. That is number 6, Reed Kemp.
Reed Kemp on the carry.
Taking the sweep from Nichols, crossing the 50, getting close to the first down marker. And looks like they're going to bring up 3rd and very short.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
It's about the length of a football will get the Rebels the first down here. 3rd and 1 from the 47-yard line. Clock ticking inside 30 seconds here in our opening quarter. Rebels break huddle. Once again spreading out wide. Fakes the handoff to Gaka on the run. Nichols throwing right to Bright, and it is picked off. Picked off by the Raiders and is taken up close to the 30-yard line. And that was intercepted by number 21 for the Raiders, Marve Cathy. All 5'6", 149 pounds of him. The sophomore defensive back able to pick Nichols off as Nichols saw Chancellor Bright, his star receiver, on the right side in single coverage, mismatch height-wise especially, as we see a great throw on the run by Nichols. Again, kind of underthrows it just a tad.
And that's going to be the
And
final play of the first quarter.
judging by that replay there, I apologize, that was number 20, Ramon Kelly, with the interception. And that's a big defensive play, big momentum changer there for the Raiders, as that interception will bring us to the close of the first quarter here at Howard Gamble Stadium, Franklin High School. The hosting Rebels leading Spring Hill 14-0. And after that interception, the Raiders will start with the ball
The Franklin
starting
Rebel
the second
baseball
quarter.
team will hold its annual golf scramble fundraiser on Sunday, October 28th. If you are interested in playing this year,
We'll take time to
information about the
introduce
tournament
everyone
is
to our
available
crew
from
tonight.
the Franklin
Up
baseball
top
team.
here on the press
Any
box,
baseball
I
player
have
or
Dayton
Booster Club
Edwards and
member.
Will Jackson, camera 1 and 2, up here getting the eyes from the sky for everyone. And down on the field, Christian Dunham, getting the inside view of everything happening on the field. And Lance West on the control, boss man downstairs in the van. All these guys making everything happen and making these games each week as enjoyable as can be for us. And it's a pleasure working with these guys and how hard they work. So after the break after the first quarter, starting the second quarter here, the Raiders starting from the 29-yard line. Ball is handed off to Prowell, and he has nowhere to go as he is stopped for a loss. That was Sanders giving him the ball. So it looks like Spring Hill is going to be given a little bit of a dual quarterback, double barrel action between Raheem Sanders and Stanley Worstell. So loss of 1, ball on the, loss of 6. So the ball is going to be spotted on the 23-yard line of the Raiders, Second down and 16. I formation. Sanders gives the ball and nothing doing as a committee of Raiders in the backfield able to stop Seacrest.
On the carry.
And a committee of Rebels defenders there. Another loss in the run column.
Dominic Roberts was in
And looks like Dominic Roberts and a couple other comrades of the Rebels there to stop Seacrest. And that is going to bring up third down and long, 16 yards to be exact, from the 23-yard line of the Rebels. Sanders has 3 receivers to the right. Rolling right, sees nothing, looks to go up the middle, and nothing doing as the Rebels are able to stop there. Connie Kelton on the stop, and I think Mr. PA announcer helped me out. Kelton, Kelton, and there for the stop. And 3 plays, 3 rushing attempts, all 3 for loss, as the Raiders come up empty after their big interception, as the snap for the punt is low and it is able to get off. The kick was Don Johnson, and it rolls up across the 50 to about the 46-yard line, where the Rebels will start on their own end of the field. Big turnover there for the Raiders' last defensive drive, unable to get anything going on offense. And if they want to stay into this game, that is something that they're going to have to work on, getting production and by that offense, getting yards, getting downfield, as this Franklin offense has weapons all across the board and will continue to look to exploit the defense of the Raiders, as Nichols takes the first down snap, give to Gaka as he is bottled up by a group of Raiders and gets out close to the 50-yard line, about the 49-yard line, and gets about 3 yards there on the first down. As the nose of the ball has reached the 50-yard line. 2nd and 6.
Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd and 6.
Raiders looking to extend this 14-point lead. Nichols in the gun. Gaka to his right. 1 receiver to his right, 2 to the left. Gaka gets the ball up the middle in the inside zone, able to find his hole, crossing the 45-yard line for the first down as the chains move for the Rebels. Number 34, Don Johnson, in for the tackle for the Raiders.
Gain of 6 and a First Tennessee first down.
As it looks like maybe the Rebels, after getting that quick 14-point lead, pass-heavy offense, looking to keep the clock moving and power the ball on the ground with Matt Gaka and getting the Raiders defense tired, which, judging by the sidelines, looks to have a little bit less depth than the Rebels do. Ball thrown over the middle by Nichols, looks like to number 38.
Nichols pass complete to number 38.
Brock
Holthouse.
Holthouse. So Holthouse able to cross the 30-yard line. First down and 10 for the Raiders. For the Rebels, this is getting out of hand, folks. I am sorry. About just to start calling them by schools. So after Holthouse receiving the ball from Nichols, gets it to the 29-yard line. First and 10 for the Rebels. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the first half. Rebels once again moving. Nichols takes the snap, give to Gaka up the gut, and
Gaka carries.
Looks like he's able to reach the line of scrimmage. And he was
in on the stop.
He was stopped there, right there at the line of scrimmage by Jalen Curry, number 74 for the Raiders.
No gain on the play, second and 10.
So with the ball back to the line of scrimmage with no gain, second down and 10. Ball on the 29-yard line. Nichols takes the snap, fakes the give, rolling left, thinking about running it, forced out. And
Nichols on the carry.
As Nichols tried to get away from Austin Williams and company of the Raiders, might have been able to get 1 or 2 yards there, by judging by the spot of the ball there on the 28-yard line, gain of 1. So Nichols a little indecisive there whether he's going to rear back the pass or run. Good damage control there by the Raiders defense, able to swarm the ball carrier and bring up a third down and long as the Rebels of Franklin want to take time and
their first charge timeout of the half.
Look at some schemes for this third and long, as we will take a timeout on the field.
Platinum and gold sponsors for the 2018-19 season.
So as I was talking about earlier,
Team Logic IT.
Franklin coming off the bye week last week. Week before that, week 8, they played Oakland. That 45-7 loss, as we talked about. That defensive line of Oakland, all of those linemen have Power 5 conference offers there in college football, and they were able to hold Matt Gaka and the Franklin offense. He only had 23 yards on 9 carries, and the defensive backs were able to contain big number 11, Chancellor Bright, and just weren't able to get anything going. But with that game behind them, the Rebels are looking to come off this bye week, not overlook this Rebels team, and get these last 2 wins to force themselves into the conversation of playoffs. But in order to do that, they're going to have to continue their ways tonight. And Spring Hill trying to avoid the 0 for 10 season, as third down and long. Nichols in trouble. Rolling, looking right, still rolling. Finally fires in the middle of the end zone, and it is broken up.
Nichols pass intended for Spencer Holder.
Spencer Holder, the intended receiver. Prowell and
Dante Prowell on the coverage.
Prowell and another Raider there on the coverage. Wasn't able to catch his number. Sorry about that. But a great defensive play for the Raiders, and looks like the Rebels offense once again is going to stay out for fourth down. Raiders looking for one more huge stop on defense. Big play to stop the Rebels moving forward as they break huddle quickly. Nichols not wasting any time, gets the snap, looking right, throws right, and picked off once again by the Raiders, number 5. Looks like Liam Ritchie with the interception. That is 2 drives in a row. The Spring Hill Raiders are able to pick off Josh Nichols.
Spring Hill takes over first
And Spring Hill taking over first and 10 on the ball on their own 29-yard line. That is 2 misair throws by Nichols. This one just looked like a little bit of a misread, and Liam Ritchie able to jump that route on the outside and regain possession for the Raiders. Once again, another big defensive play. Defense keeping the Raiders in the game. Going to need something big here from the offense as we see the other side of that double-barrel shotgun, Worstell in the shotgun. Sechrist to his left. Gives to Sechrist. He's going to the right side, barreling through with speed.
Sechrist on the carry.
Pretty quick feet there by Sechrist, and gain of about a yard and a half, just barely crossing the 30-yard line. So those runs up the middle for the Raiders have not worked so far, so looking to swing it out wide on that little sweep there. And
gain of 7 on the play, 2nd and 3.
So 2nd down and 3. Ball on the 31-yard line of the Raiders. Worstell missed the snap. Takes it, gets on top. Ball squirts out. Looks like Worstell and Sechrist kind of having a little bit of a mishap, deciding who was going to get on the ball, and the Rebels were able to pick up the loose ball. And the turnover bug biting both teams so far tonight. And the Rebels get the ball up and get it right back from the mishap on the snap. And Worstell was not able to hold on to it, and the Raiders will give the ball up, giving the Rebels great field position inside the Raiders' red zone on the 18-yard line. 5 minutes and 52 seconds left to go here in the first half. Josh Nichols and company starting here as another fumbled snap. And that is Matt Gaka with the direct snap going to the right side, and he is met out of bounds just inside the 15 by Kelly and Avery Worstell. I'd like to believe that Avery and Stanley Worstell will eat dinner at the same dinner table. Both playing on each side of the ball tonight for the Raiders. So after the 3-yard gain off the direct snap with Gaka, the ball's on the 15-yard line, 2nd and 7. Gaka again stutter stepping, cutting, getting through the line and powering forward, refusing to go down. And looks like his forward progress reaches him inside the 10-yard line. And that will move the change for another Rebels first down. Ball looks to be spotted at the 8-yard line. So another red zone opportunity for the Rebels. Clock inside 5 minutes here in the first half as the Raiders looking to stop the Rebels here. 1st and goal. Gaka with the carry. Left side off tackle, able to reach it to around the 5-yard line, and that is where the ball will be spotted. Healthy dose of power running by Matt Gaka and this Rebels offense. Their front line able to penetrate and go forward and push that front 7 of the Raiders back. And after the gain of 3, that's going to bring up 2nd down and goal from the 5-yard line. Nichols give to Gaka, bouncing out to the left side, powers through into the end zone, but we have a flag in the backfield. And we all know what that means. Going to be holding on the Rebels as Matt Gaka was able to reach the end zone. And with the hold, that will bring back the Rebels 10 yards back to the 15-yard line. And we will replay 2nd down as personnel changes on both sides. That's going to bring up 2nd down once again.
2nd and goal for the Rebels.
Healthy dose of running from the Rebels. Nichols in the shotgun. Gaka to his left. 2 receivers to his right, gives to Gaka to the right side, looking for some blocks from his receivers, gets some, able to sidestep and elude the defenders inside the 5-yard line. Gaka showing great vision and great elusiveness, able to make something out of nothing as the Raiders look to have him stop it there just past the line of scrimmage, but he was able to pick up a couple blocks from Bright and Holder there on the edge. Great blocking by his wide receivers as Gaka was able to make it to the 3-yard line. 3rd down and goal. Nichols give to Gaka up the middle, and he is stuffed. Don Johnson meeting him first, and Gaka not able to go anywhere as Johnson and Prowell there to make the stop for the loss.
Loss of 1.
So that's going to bring it back to the 4-yard line. 4th down and 4. Goal line to go as we see the clock going down to 3 minutes. And the Rebels looking to their sideline, trying to figure out there from Coach Webb what we're going to do. And looks like they will take time to discuss.
Timeout Franklin, their 2nd timeout of the half.
So 2nd timeout for Franklin.
Once again, you want to pick
So
up
we'll
your
take a quick
tickets
break.
for the
14-0
banner
Franklin
raffle.
leads
That's
Centennial.
right, you want your chance
2 minutes
to
and
win
53 seconds
2000
left to go here in the
and
first half.
Mustang or Camaro. Tickets are $25 each. or
So
5
far,
tickets for $100.
going into
Buy
this
your
game,
raffle tickets here at the
you know,
stadium tonight.
one would look at this game, this matchup, thinking that this game, the score would actually be a little bit more than what we're seeing. You know, 14 points from Franklin, a little low with the deceptive defense of the Raiders. But after 2 turnovers forced by interceptions from Nichols, the Rebels are keeping the Raiders in the game, letting them stay around. But an errant snap inside their own 20, the Rebels gave up the ball, and that is where we stand with the Rebels trying to come off that fumble and come up with 6 points. But the Raiders defense holding strong on this drive and looking to come up with one final stop to change possession in this drive. 4th down and goal. Ball on the 4-yard line. We have 2 tight ends to the right, receiver on each side. Bright in motion from the right. Gaka with the carry, and he is stopped once again. And leading that rush and that defense from the Raiders was Ritchie. And Matt Gaka stopped once again after a healthy dose of running, as I mentioned earlier. Franklin needing to get Gaka the ball. Well, so far the Raiders defense is welcoming and accepting that very easily, and once again another huge defensive stand by the Raiders. But win-lose situation here. They are starting with their backs against the wall on their own 3-yard line. 2 minutes and 47 seconds left to go here in the first half. Raiders have all 3 timeouts as Worstel under center in the I formation. Sends a man in motion to the right. And looks like Worstel and the Raiders are trying just to sneak the ball to get a little bit of breathing room from the goal line.
On the keeper.
Nothing doing there for Worstel as the Rebels were ready. Looks like he was able to get a couple. Ball placed at the 5-yard line. 2nd down and 8. For the Raiders, as Worstel gets the call from the sidelines into the huddle. Haven't seen the ball in the air very much for the Raiders offense. If they have any hope to get on the board before the half, they're going to look to see what they can do in the air, as they have 3 receivers out to the right. Worstel rolling to the right. Misdirection, going back to his left, looking for the screen pass to Austin Williams, and looks like Worstel got a little trigger happy and happy feet and kind of overthrew the pass there. Williams not able to corral. So not much after these first 2 downs for the Raiders as the clock stopped. 1:59 left to go in the first half. 3rd down and 8 from the 5-yard line of the Raiders. And if nothing else, they really are looking to get past the sticks and keep these chains moving. Don't want to give the Rebels another shot here before the half, as the snap is a little hot for Worstel, and he corrals it and is able to throw it as a last-ditch effort. And Austin Williams at the right place, the right time, able to corral that pass. And Worstel keeping his wits about him, preventing the safety, and was able to sling that ball out of the end zone, finding Williams and getting that ball out to the 8-yard line. As we see here, I mean, Worstel was dead to rights and just got rid of the ball. Luckily, Austin Williams, keeping his wits about him and keeping his head on a swivel and able to corral that ball
and Dr. Jeff Watson is your team physician.
Keep the drive going, really, and keep the ball out of the end zone. And as the Rebels call their final timeout, stopping the clock at 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go. Rebels leading 14-0 over the Spring Hill Raiders. So no timeouts, 1 minute 50. That seems to be a good amount of time. As the special teams
it's 4th and 5 from
special teams unit on both sides come out to the field, as Johnson at the back edge of his own end zone looking to punt the ball away. And another low roller, and looks to roll, skirts past the 35-yard line to about the 37. Short punt from Johnson, and the Rebels will get the ball. Looks to be at the 37-yard line.
Rebels take over, 1st and 10.
Keep and regain this momentum going into the locker room. So after their last possession, heavy dose of running that the Raiders were able to stop. We'll see what the offensive game plan of the Rebels are here, as Nichols takes the snap, fakes it to Gaka, and overthrows his intended receiver. That was number 36, Holthouse, 38, excuse me. And Prowell there for the Raiders there on the coverage. So that incomplete pass will stop the clock. 1:41 to go here, as Holder gets the play from the sideline, relays it to his quarterback. 3 receivers to the left. Gaka on Nichols' left hip, and looks like to be a little movement up front. And the Rebels getting off a little early. So that'll bring the ball back 5 yards.
2nd and 15.
As the Rebels will do it again. 3 receivers to the left. Gaka accompanying Nichols in the backfield. Takes the shotgun snap, does Nichols. Fakes it. Looking left. Looks over the middle and overthrows his intended receiver, Holthouse. Looks a little bit of a misread by Nichols, as Chancellor Bright up the seam on the left side in single coverage looked to have his man beat. And
it's 3rd and 15.
Nichols looked to check off that read and go over to Holthouse, and who was in double coverage, overthrowing the ball. Incomplete pass, 3rd down and 15 from the 42. Rebels would love to get something on the board here on this last possession of the first half. Deep drop by Nichols. Screen pass to Gaka. He has room. Right side, wanting to get out of bounds to stop the clock, and he does, crossing the 25-yard line. That will give the Rebels a first down. And able to stop the clock, moving the chains, and getting out of bounds. So full dose of the play clock for the Rebels to use. Good play call there by the Rebels, getting everybody out to the left and selling it on the left side, pulling everybody, and Gaka there wide open on the screen pass, able to use his legs and vision to get the first down for the Rebels. Here on at the 24-yard line, clock is moving inside a minute And Bright able to make the catch, foot in bounds.
Nichols pass complete to number 11, Chancellor Bright.
As he rolls out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. Second down and 4. Clock still moving. I figured getting out of bounds would stop the clock. I'm not sure what the deal is. Nonetheless, second and 4, Nichols in the shotgun. Takes a snap, looking for a fade to the right. He has Bright, and he has the catch. Chancellor Bright, touchdown. Rebels, as he was,
Chancellor Bright for the touchdown.
he had the height factor on his side against Prowell there, single coverage, and just a great ball dropping right in on point by Nichols to his sure-handed receiver, Chancellor Bright. And after the penalty mishaps for the Rebels, they are able to reach the end zone.
Number 16, Ian Burr on to try the extra point.
So, good answer there as Rebels trying to get personnel out on the field. Play clock reaching 5 seconds. Ian Burr with the hold from Nichols, and it is true.
Burr's kick is good.
As the Rebels
30 seconds
getting
to go in the first half.
getting those points that were needed on the board before halftime. 30 seconds left to go here in the first half. Franklin High School, the Rebels 21 leading the Raiders of Spring Hill 21-0.
J&D Rentals.
And going back to that last play and that last drive, perfect timing as we look here on the replay. Looks like that read to Bright was exactly what Nichols was going for, and Bright just beat his man off the line, hand checked that press on the 5 yards, and was able to get past him, and having no trouble corralling that perfectly placed ball by Nichols. So 3-score lead, 21-0. The Rebels lead the Raiders as Burr is set to kick off for the Rebels to the Raiders. And excuse me, that is number 92, Alex Kundle, set to kick off the ball. Landon Sechrist deep to return for the Raiders, as he does at the 10-yard line. Reverse. Sends it to the left side. Trying to make something out of it was number 7. That's Jerry McClown. As
McClown on the return. He's run out of bounds.
He fed the reverse pitch from Sechrist, trying to do a little bit of trickeration to confuse the special team of the Rebels, and was unable to, getting the ball out to just past the 20 to about the 21-yard line.
Ball at their own 21-yard
So first and 10, 3 timeouts, 23 seconds to go here in the first half. Don't know if the Raiders are going to try to do much to get down the field. Just want to protect the ball and go into the half with as least amount of wounds to lick as possible. As the Raiders come out, and that is Sanders again. And the shotgun is, wow, that play is broken up. Blown up by Kelton. Jumping the snap. Coming in over everybody. Wow, it's like he knew what the snap count was. Canuck Kelton with a great defensive play. As we look here, coming out of the picture, coming into the picture from the bottom left was Helton, going right through the defense, and kind of looked like Troy Polamalu of the late Steelers, kind of do on field goal kicks. Great defensive stand or play by Kelton there for the Rebels. We'll conclude our first half. So your first half score: the Franklin Rebels 21, the Spring Hill Raiders 0. As we reached halftime here at Franklin High School Thursday night, WCS Game of the Week. We will be back after halftime for second half coverage.
Hi, this is Penny coming to you today from Williamson County Animal Center, and this week our featured feline is Felix. Felix is a 2-year-old male. He's a Maine Coon mix. He's also declawed, and because he's declawed, he might be best in a home without little kids because sometimes declawed cats can be a little on the mouthy side. Here's a fun fact though, supposedly he is leash trained. So if you've ever wanted to try to leash train a cat, you're already halfway there with Felix. Right now his adoption fee is waived, as all of our cats over the age of 1 are, with an approved application. So come on down and meet Felix and all of his pals here at the center. Hi everybody, this is Penny coming to you from Williamson County Animal Center, and this week our featured dog is Blue. Blue is 9 years old, and he's one big fella, as you can see, but he is a big gentle one. He is easy to walk. He loves belly rubs. He's not a fan of cats, and if you do have another dog, we just ask that you bring your dog down with you so we can see if there's good chemistry there during the meet and greet before you go home with him. So we would not recommend him for a home like an apartment home because it's a lot of dog. But if you have a big fenced-in backyard or even just a home and like to take him on walks, Blue might be the fellow for you. So come on down and meet Blue. His adoption fee during Find Your Fido month is only $25.
Howard Gamble Stadium, the location tonight of our WCTV Game of the Week here at Franklin High School. Franklin set to kick off to the Raiders to start our second half as the Rebels lead the Raiders of Spring Hill 21-0. As Sechrist takes the ball at the 15, swings it out to the left, trying to get some room on the left edge. There is Jerry McCloud, unable to. And on that return, it looks like they will be placing the ball inside the 20-yard line, where the Raiders will start their first possession of this second half. So far, a lot of scoring from the Rebels side. Getting it going for them was Matt Gaka with his touchdown run, followed later in the first quarter by a great tiptoe catch by Chancellor Bright, 22-yard pass from Josh Nichols there in the right corner of the end zone. And then to finish off the half, after a slew of turnovers back and forth from both teams, the Rebels, with 30 seconds left to go, were able to find pay dirt once again for that third score, as Nichols, with an 18-yard pass, faded in the end zone to Chancellor Bright with 2 touchdowns tonight. So Raiders in business early so far this first half of the game, as first down run for the Raiders is bottled up and the ball is out. And first play out of the locker room, Raiders fumble, and the Rebels of Franklin are in business as they come up with a loose ball. And they will get it inside the 20, inside the red zone of the Raiders. As we look there, looks like a little movement from both teams. Not called, but there by the carry there by Sechrist, and he loses it. Rebels pick it up, and they are in the Raiders' red zone to start their first possession of this half. So we'll see how they go about doing that, as Gaka is in the quarterback position, sends a man in motion, gets the direct snap, powers over the middle,
Gacka on the carry.
Plenty of room up the center, and it goes up the gut, reaches close to the 5-yard line. Looks like they're going to place it inside the 5-yard line, about the 4. So first down run, first down pickup from the for the Rebels.
A gain of 15 yards on the play, a first Tennessee first down.
That will bring up first and
Rebels.
goal from the
Ball
Raider
at the Spring Hill
4-yard line.
line.
As Matt Gacka again in that shotgun position. A little bit of a wildcat look as he looks to reach pay dirt for the second time this evening. As he fakes the give, goes up the gut, and he is into the end zone for another Rebel touchdown. That is Matt Gacka for a 4-yard run. 6 points for the Rebels, barring this pat attempt. As we see Chancellor Bright giving us some smiles as the Rebels are in business, 27-0. As Ian Burr set to kick the extra point with Nichols holding, and it is up and good.
Kick by Ian Burr is good.
3 plays.
11 to go in the third quarter. It's Franklin
And
28.
the Rebels
Spring Hill nothing.
behind Matt Gacka with the direct snap, as we see on the replay. Fakes the handoff, and great blocking up front, and is able to gather his way into the end zone for the Rebels' fourth touchdown of the evening. So with 11-11 left to go in the third quarter. Here at Franklin High School, the Rebels leading Spring Hill 28-0. So coming into this week, Spring Hill, like we mentioned, 0-8. They're only averaging 9.5 points per game, giving up that 33 points a game that I mentioned earlier. And that recipe does not bode well for the Raiders coming in here of the House of Rebels. And as we've seen so far, that run-pass capable offense, high-powered of the Rebels, led by the arm of Josh Nichols and the legs of Matt Gacka, take the Rebels out to a commanding 28-0 lead. And we'll also point out Chancellor Bright, star receiver, big number 11 for the Rebels, with 2 touchdown receptions of his own. As Kundal and the Rebels kick off to the Raiders, picked up by Sechrist inside his own 10. And once again, the special teams coverage of the Rebels giving no room for the Raiders on their return, and Sechrist was able maybe to pick up a couple yards after picking up that rolling kickoff. And the Raiders will start inside their 15 at about the 14-yard line.
For Spring Hill, ball at their own 14-yard line.
And if you're Spring Hill, you're looking to any way you can to kind of hold off the wounds a little bit, stop the damage, keep your defense on the sidelines, give them a little bit of a rest, and get this ball down the field, as the Raiders will start 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. Worstel pitches it. Sechrist is met hard there at the line of scrimmage by a host
Phillips on the carry
of Rebel defenders, and that was Phillips on the carry.
Initial hit was by Chapman Beard for Franklin.
And Chapman Beard leading the stop for the Rebels.
Gain of 2 yards on the play. Brings up
Phillips was able to
2nd and
get
8.
2. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 8, ball on the Raiders' 16-yard line. Clock running just under 10.5 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. Long time in the huddle were the Raiders as they look to beat the play clock, and the play clock hits 0, and that will, let's see if they were able to get a timeout in time, and they were.
Timeout Spring Hill.
So
Their
able
first timeout of the
to
second half.
elude the delay of game call. The Raiders call a timeout, leading up to their 2nd down and 8 play here in the third quarter. Again, my name is Parker Hazard. We are here on a Thursday night WCTV Game of the Week
Special
fall
thanks
break
to Marcus
going on
Guerrero
here in
and
Williamson
Franklin
County.
Rebels quarterback club for providing
The
National
lone other
Pizza
game
Company
tonight, like
pizza
we
in the
mentioned
booth
earlier,
tonight.
Independence at
National
Marshall
Pizza Company
County.
is the official pizza of the Franklin
Little
football
inter-region
press box
games
crew.
going on this week, and most of the county on byes this week. And the two games tomorrow, again, Brentwood at Marshall County and Shelbyville at Page. Well, that Brentwood team is holding strong in that 6A region. Going to come down to the Bruins and the Raptors of Ravenwood to see who comes out on top of that region. After the timeout, Warstell and the Raiders start on 2nd and 8. Ball is wide of Warstell's target number 23.
Warstell's pass intended for
Phillips
Adrian
unable
Phillips is
to
incomplete.
corral the ball as he makes a good effort laying out for the ball.
It's 3rd and 8.
So 3rd and 8 upcoming for the Raiders. As they break huddle. 3rd and long. The own 16-yard line. Warstell sends a man in motion. Warstell back to pass, rolling right, eludes a rusher, trying to make something out of it, moving his legs, looking downfield, makes the pass, and it overthrows his intended receiver. That was number 20 for the Raiders.
Intended for number 20,
Ramon Kelly there was the intended receiver.
Chapman Beard was on the coverage for Franklin.
With Bearden
It's
on
4th and
coverage
8.
there, bringing up 4th and 8 on the incomplete pass. Good job by Warstell there in the backfield after getting the snap under duress, able to use his legs and elude the sack. And good looking ball on the run. Just does overthrow his receiver. But that was a good sign if you are the Raiders, seeing your quarterback get away from that sack. As Johnson boots the punt away. Good roll for the Raiders once again. Picked up inside the 45 by number 22 for the Rebels. Once again, I do not have his number, but there on the coverage for the Raiders was Prowell and number 20 Kelly.
Segerson Smith made the
Ramon
stop.
Kelly and Dante Prowell, their names have been called a lot this evening for the Raiders defense. Doing as much as they can to contain this game and keep the Raiders in a fighting chance. Right now, if you're the Raiders, you're just trying to do everything you can to keep the Rebels out of the end zone and kind of work to get better and look for a moral type victory. But having said that, 1st and 10, ball on the Rebel 44-yard line as Nichols takes the snap. Gives to Gaka as he goes off tackle to the left and is met. And finally they call the play dead on forward progress as Gaka was able to get about 4 yards up to about the 48-yard line. And that'll bring up
Gain of
2nd
4 on
and
the play,
6
2nd and 6.
for the Rebels. So Nichols with 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Give to number 43. Looks like that was Chase Crow, and he had nowhere to go. As the Raiders of Spring Hill sniffed that out correctly and leading that rush of defense for the Raiders, number 61, Deshaun Garcia. And loss of 2, so that'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Rebels with the ball, clock moving just under 8 minutes and 30 seconds here in our 3rd quarter. Big play here for the Rebel offense and for the Raider defense, trying to get off the field and get their offense another chance. The ball is pitched, a little bit of a little sweep there for the Rebels. Luke Wilkes, nowhere to go. Big defensive stop for the Raiders. 15, Sebastian McCartney on the stop. And for the first time this evening, that will force the Rebels to punt the ball as they are on their own 41-yard line.
Number 12, Rashad
12.
Jenkins will come on the punt for Franklin.
Number 12, Rashad Jenkins in for the punt. Back to receive for the Raiders, McLeod. High, long, spiraling punt. Good, and McLeod fumbles the ball. Muffs it at the 15-yard line, but looks to regain possession of the ball. And that's a couple times this evening. We've seen a couple mishaps with the hands of the Raiders and coughing up the football, keeping the Rebels in business. Luckily able to regain possession as they will get their second possession of this third quarter, started from just about their own 15-yard line. Cool off a little bit tonight. Clear skies, definitely fall. It's hit the 40s. A little nip up here on the press box, but wouldn't be high school football and true football season if it wasn't. 1st and 10, Raiders on their own 15-yard line. Worstel back to pass. Looking to his left and just misses his outstretched fingers of his receiver. That was Collins Malone.
Pass intended for Stratton Labrum is incomplete.
And the pass falls incomplete, so that will bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. As once again they get their personnel in and out. Play called out of the huddle. Worstel, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left, running back to his left hip. In the shotgun, Worstel takes the snap, looking left, gives to his running back, and he has plenty of room, showing off the speed. That is number 23, Phillips, and he is dragged down just inside the 20-yard line by number 10, Elijah Johnson. Phillips able to come out of the backfield. Worstel finds him on the little bit of a swing pass to the left side, and Rebels look to be in man-to-man defense, and nothing but green grass in front. So great job by Worstel finding Phillips out of the backfield. And as we see right there, just open field, good block there on the outside, and Phillips just was not able to outrun Johnson. Big play, biggest play of the night for the Rebels, or the Raiders, excuse me. And here, 1st down, we're still in trouble. Rolling right, needs to get rid of it, and does. Good attempt to his receiver. Jerry McLeod was able to throw it away, was Worstel.
Mitch Lannick was on the coverage.
But that last play by Phillips is the play the Raiders have been looking for all night. And they were able to get it and march down to the red zone of the Rebels. So after the incomplete pass, Worstel in the shotgun, 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Phillips swinging out to the left. Ball is up in the air and whistles are blown. A little bit of early movement there by Phillips and Worstel, it looked like.
5 yards for a false start.
So false start on the Raiders, and Spring Hill will be brought back 5 yards.
That brings up 2nd and 15.
So
ball now back at the 25-yard line.
Clock running, hitting 7 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. 2nd down and 15. Raiders driving here in the second half of this game. Rebels leading 28-0 over the Raiders. Worstel spreading things out wide to the right, rolling that way, throwing, trying to find his receiver there on that cross in the middle of the field. Just out throws him, or overthrows him, excuse me, a little ahead of him.
Pass is incomplete.
And that will bring up 3rd down and long, 3rd and 15 to be exact, from the 25-yard line.
It's 3rd and 15.
And if I'm the Raiders, I'm looking at 4-down territory, so you don't need to get all 15 in this play, but you definitely want to keep possession. So that they will try to do here on 3rd down and 15. Worstel in the shotgun, taking the snap, hands off to the left of Phillips, goes out to the outside, barrels his way forward, crossing the 20, reaching about the 18-yard line. That will come up short. So with the positive gain on third down, it's going to bring up about a 4th and 11, 4th and 12.
Cole Morrison made the stop.
As we see Cole Morrison on the stop in with DJ Durham. Phillips just lowering that head, trying to get as many extra yards as he can.
Gain of about 7 on the play.
So after the 7-yard gain, 4th and 8 from the 18. Raiders looking to keep this drive going. Worstel claps his hands, takes the snap over the middle, has his man. That is Williams. Austin Williams once again coming up big with his hands. Big 4th down conversion. And that brings the ball inside the 5-yard line. That is 1st and goal. Great 4th down conversion. Worstel to Williams for the 1st down. And the Raiders are rolling. So offensive Spring Hill mixing things up. And it is showing its dividends, moving the ball down the field inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal from the 4. Worstel has Phillips on his hip, fakes it to him. Over the middle, wide open receiver, number 44.
Worstel's pass is
Avery Worstel, brother to brother, Worstel brothers.
Avery Worstel for the touchdown.
Linking up for the touchdown pass. That is the first score the Raiders have this evening. And after the defense holding the Rebels offense and forcing them to punt for the first time this evening, the Raiders answering the bell, moving the ball downfield, and the 4-yard Worstel connection as Stanley connects with Avery, and a fake punt attempt, or fake field goal attempt, excuse me, for the Raiders. They had me looking down at the stat sheet. They weren't waiting for me to call that play. But after the Worstel brothers connecting for a touchdown, the 2-point conversion fails.
You can keep up with all the
So the Raiders on the board still trail
at the Williamson
the
Herald.
Rebels
That's
28-6.
the Williamson Herald, the Williamson County
Here in the
sports
third quarter.
source.
Franklin High School, there's 5 minutes and 21 seconds left to go here in this
Special thanks
game.
to Christina McClary and Jeff George of
great looking
Allstate
drive
for
for
their
the Raiders,
sponsorship of Franklin High
getting
School
themselves on the
athletics this
board
season.
and giving the
Remember
Rebels something to
protect
think
your
about.
home field with Allstate.
And as we wait to get these teams back on the field, going back to the time of year, October, if you're a sports fan, can't be a better month than October out of the year. Of course, high school football, got college and pro football going on. NHL just started for the Predators fans out there, so that's an exciting time. NBA started a couple days ago. If you like watching the circus deal, that's fine as well. But the more personal level, Major League Baseball playoffs. Shout out to the Red Sox. One win tonight will get us to the World Series. But with this weather, this game, this time of year, couldn't be a better time for sports in the South. As it's somewhat of a religion, especially football here in the state of Tennessee. So teams are out on the field. The Rebels are set to kick off as Don Johnson gets the ball on the tee. And the Rebels will take on their third possession of this second half. Waiting the boot from Johnson. 3 receivers set back to receive for the Rebels. And Johnson kicks it deep, a little short inside the 20. The ball is muffed and picked up by the Rebels. Looks like that was Holder.
Guy Lipscomb on the return.
And excuse me, that was Lipscomb. Guy Lipscomb picking up the muffed kickoff and able to get it out to the 35-yard line where the Rebels will start their next possession.
Rebels take over 1st and 10, ball at their own 35-yard line.
So Rebels will get everyone together and start 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. 5:14 left to go in the third quarter. Gaka with the direct snap. Up the gut, able to pass the 40 and get up to about the 42-yard line. Solid gain on 1st down for Matt Gaka. Rebels have shown a healthy dose of Gaka taking the direct snap in the quarterback position, as we see there Mr. Official showing us a holding call on the Rebels. So that solid 1st down run by Gaka will become mute, and the ball will be moving back 10 yards as the Rebels will try this 1st down again. First down and
ball now back at the 31-yard line.
Ball on the 31-yard line. Gaka again alone in the shotgun, sending a man in motion. Fakes it to him, looking for room, cuts inside, able to cross the original line of scrimmage. Looks maybe about a gain of 6. Once again, taking a gang of Rebels defenders, Raiders defenders,
Austin
to
Williams
stop
was in
Gaka,
on the
and
stop.
that will bring up 2nd down here. Once again, folks, I apologize for the Raider-Rebel mix-up. The R mascots are getting the best of me tonight. Nonetheless, Franklin, 2nd down and 7 after the Gaka run from the 38-yard line. Nichols back in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off to Gaka to the left side, and he is met at the line of scrimmage and given no more by the Raiders and stopped for little to no gain. Looks like the Raiders had about 7 to 8 men in the box, overloading that left side, anticipating that run by the Rebels, and were able to stop Gaka for little to no gain. So once again, a big defensive play for the Raiders. Coming up here as we see the clock going inside 3
3rd
minutes
and 8 for the Rebels
and 25 seconds
from the
in the third quarter.
37-yard
3rd down
line.
and 8 from the Rebel 37-yard line. Nichols in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes it to Gaka, rolling right, finds his receiver, juggling catch there for Brock Holthouse, and
Bevan's pass is complete to number 38, Brock
able to stay,
Holthouse.
keep concentration, hold that
Duck
ball,
Johnson
and
made the stop.
we see Holthouse able to hold on to it, so that's going to bring up 4th down and 4 after the 4-yard completion. And for the
Number
2nd time in a
12,
row,
Rashad Jenkins will come on
the
the
Rebels
punt.
will bring out Jenkins in the punt unit for the Rebels, and they will be punting away back deep. Jerry McLeod to receive the kick as a high punt. McLeod lets it land, and it takes a Rebel bounce, and it rolls inside the 15-yard line
Jenkins' kick is
as
down around
Cooper
the
Park
13-yard
downs the
line.
ball inside the 15. Looks to be about the 14-yard line,
Spring Hill will take over.
where Spring Hill will take over 1st and 10 after once again another big defensive series. Seemed to get a grasp of what they needed to do out of the locker room, and coming out strong so far. Looking to build on the score after their first score of the game, last possession, as they come out to the field. 1st and 10. Stanley Worstel in the shotgun, sends a man in motion. That is Sechrist. Hands the ball off to Phillips. Phillips trying to find some room there on the right side in between the tackles. Looks to make it back to the line of
Phillips
scrimmage.
on the carry.
No gain. So 2nd down.
Christian Woolman was in on the stop.
Rebels have a big mountain to climb to get back into this game and close in on the Rebels' lead. So
No gain on the play.
I would think they're
2nd
going to
and
look
10.
to try to move the ball a little, more aerially this drive, kind of like they did last drive, getting down the field. As Worstel does attempt a quick pass off of the play action, and that is through the hands of his receiver.
Stanley Warstell's
And
pass
that is his brother Avery, unable to corral the ball. So with that incompletion, we'll bring up 3rd and
It's
10.
3rd and 10.
Clock stopped with 1:48 left to go here in this third quarter. Raiders desperately need to get this first down to keep their defense on the sidelines and rested. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Worstel with the hard count clap looks to pull Franklin off sides, and it does. So that'll give the Raiders an extra 5 yards. So we'll do it again, but 5 yards less. 3rd down and 5 after the encroachment call.
It's 3rd and 5.
So after that penalty, makes it a little bit easier to come this first down for the Raiders, as Worstel back in the shotgun. Phillips to his right, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Sends Sechrist in motion. Worstel looking left, firing to his receiver and caught. Desmond Smith was able to catch the ball. Looks to be at about the 23-yard line, just short of the first down.
A gain of 4 yards on the play.
So,
Bring up 4th
1
and
yard
1.
short, gain of 4. Coach Martin and the Raiders are going to roll the dice here. Late in the third quarter, clock moving. Trying to keep possession and get this game close as possible. So I formation here, 4th and 1. Worstel under center. 2 receivers to the left. Sends Avery, his brother, in motion. Extra man on the left side to block, and whistle's blown. And as the play clock did expire, but Coach Martin was able to get the line judge's attention to call that timeout. So that will be the second timeout charged by the Raiders this half, because of the play clock rolling down. So coming up after this timeout, 4th and 1 for the Raiders. So looking at, so we're in week 10, looking at last week, week 9's results. Ravenwood staying strong, 35-7 winners over Fairview. Maplewood barely screeching away from Nolensville, 20-13. Maplewood, strong team out there in their region. Nolensville hanging tough in there. Summit 28, Centennial 14. Independence shutting out Dixon 42-0. And Brentwood, Franklin, Page all had byes last week. And that brings us to this Thursday night game as Worstel and company. Raiders 4th down and 1 after the timeout. I formation, 2 receivers to his left. Worstel sends his fullback in motion, looking to sneak it, and the Rebels sniffed it out. Looks like there was slim to no gain, judging by the spots. Looks like both officials, from my angle, look to be right on top of the marker. Still waiting on the call.
Stopped short of the first down. Ball goes over on downs, and the Rebels will take over 1st and 10.
The final verdict is Worstel was stopped short on the QB sneak. And that is a big turn of events, because that will give the Raiders the ball in.
Placed at the Spring Hill 23-yard
give the Rebels the ball in Raider territory on the 23-yard line. 1st and 10. 49 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Franklin leads 28-6. Josh Nichols in the shotgun, sending his man in motion. Gives it to his man, it's dropped. And it's squirting. And Spring Hill is able to pick it up, but the play is called dead and is ruled incomplete. So Christian Hendricks was in motion, takes the little pitch from Nichols on that sweep. And because it was a pitch, as we see on this replay, we'll get a little slower here for you. So we see Nichols pitches it to Hendricks. That is considered a pass. That is considered a throw by the quarterback. So with Hendricks not able to corral that, that is an incomplete pass. A lot of fans here were looking for the fumble. But good call by the refs and fortunate call if you're the Rebels. So with that incompletion, that will bring up 2nd down and 10. Ball on the Raider 23. Nichols passes to the right, looking for his receiver. That is Carson repass.
Pass intended for number 3. Carson repass is incomplete.
And ball's thrown incomplete. Looks like repass in the defender kind of tangled feet. Good no call there. Incidental contact.
It's 3rd and 10.
And so after that incompletion, that will bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Rebels. Ball on the Raider 23-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Gaka on the right hip of Nichols. Takes the carry up the middle and brought down at the 15-yard line. Able to pick up about 8 or 9.
Blake Terrence made the stop.
Just short of the 1st down marker. And that will bring up 4th down. Franklin not looking to
gain of almost 9 on the play. It's
bring out a field goal unit, so offense will stay on the field. 4th down and 2. Ball on the 15-yard line of the Raiders as the clock will tick down 2, 1, and 0. And that will conclude the 3rd quarter. So after the 3rd down run, we will start the 4th quarter after this break. A 4th down play by Franklin. So at the end of the 3, Franklin Rebels 28, Spring Hill Raiders 6. WC TV Game of the Week, Thursday night edition here at Franklin High School, Harold Gamble Stadium. Again, my name is Parker Hazard, bringing you play-by-play coverage of tonight's football game. It's always a pleasure, and this is actually going to be our final game of the year, as we will look to probably around January, the new year, look to basketball season. Look forward to bringing you all some great basketball, Williamson County mid-state basketball coverage. So we talked about last week's results around the county. We actually have a Thursday night game next week, as the Summit Spartans will round off their year at Lincoln County, and Summit being very favored to win that game, and that should put themselves in the playoff picture, and that is always good. Always looking for Coach Coleman and those Spartans to do well. One of the newer programs, as well as Nolensville. Nolensville in the 4A department, looking to claw their way into the playoffs as well. So a hairy situation, hairy time of year if you are in the playoff picture here in Williamson County football. But after the timeout, 4th down and 2. Rebels with the ball on the 15-yard line of the Raiders. Gaka with the carry, right side, powering forward, crosses the 10, short of the 5-yard line, will get the 1st down. And clock will stop to move the chains as Matt Gaka with the run on the right side will place the ball at the 6-yard line.
Gain of 9 on the play and a First Tennessee first
so
down.
After the gain of 9 yards by Matt Gaka, that will bring up 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Rebels with the bunch formation to the right. 1 receiver wide to the left. Gaka on Nichols' left hip. Gaka will take it. Stutter steps the right side and changes direction into the end zone. 3rd touchdown of the evening for Matt Gaka. 6 points for the Rebels. Coming into the broadcast, Matt Gaka has 808 yards from scrimmage so far this season, with 2 games left to go, looking to reach that 1,000-yard mark. And not sure exactly how many yards he has tonight, but he is definitely getting closer and closer, and that is 3rd touchdown this evening for Matt, as Ian Burr set to kick the extra point. Held by Nichols, and it is good. So after the 6-yard touchdown run, Matt Gaka puts the Rebels farther ahead, the score of 35-6 over Spring Hill.
Spring Hill 6.
11 minutes and 27 seconds left to go here in this football
and your
game.
raffle tickets. You can still go online to www.
So we have Summit and Lincoln County next week, Thursday night game.
Or 5 for $100.
And then
your chance to win.
Rounding off the rest of the region playing in the county next week.
Lions, Chevrolet, Buick,
I can crowd my notes here. So we will have a big Region 6, 6A matchup with Ravenwood visiting Independence. Fighting for the top of the region there, and for a playoff berth is Independence. And in the same region, we'll stay there with Centennial visiting Brentwood. The Franklin Rebels here will look to finish the season 6-4 as they travel Dixon, who is 0-9 as well. So if Franklin's going to have any chance to reach the playoffs, they are going to need to hold on to this game and come out and take care of business against Dixon. Following off the play next week, Page at Columbia, Marshall County at Nolensville, and Fairview at Cheatham County. So a great slate of games next week to end this high school football season as Franklin kicks off to Spring Hill. Sechrist receives it, goes for another fake, or fakes the end around again, and able to get up to the 25-yard line. So the past two kickoffs, Sechrist has pitched it to his comrade McLeod, and that time fakes it to him and is able to reach the 25-yard line. So good outcome from the return for the Raiders.
First and 10 for Spring Hill, ball at their own 25-yard
That will start them first
line.
and 10 from their own 25-yard line. 11:21 left to go. So the team's set to start this drive. Spring Hill trying to get everybody set in the right position. Worstel in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the swing pass to the left, looking for a receiver. Rolling, looking left. Still on his feet, trying to find a receiver. Sees Phillips waving for the ball and overshoots him. Unfortunate play as Worstel trying to make something happen. Staying on his feet, rolling. Probably rolled about 30 yards as his running back Phillips trying to get his attention on the far side. And looked to be just a little bit too late as Worstel overthrows him. And that will bring up second down and 10. A little slowly developed play there as Worstel was looking for the fake screen pass to Sechrist there on the left side, and just things didn't work well together. But second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. And as Worstel gets the snap, looks like there was early movement by Williams,
for a false start.
number 9 from Spring Hill, so that will bring them back 5 yards.
Second and 15. Ball now back at the 20-yard
So after the 5-yard
line.
penalty, that will bring the Raiders back to their own 15-yard line. Second down and 15. Excuse me, from their 20-yard line. As the play clock is down to 3. And it's been at 0, but must have been missed. Nonetheless, Phillips with the carry and had nowhere to go. Big hit.
33, DJ
Met
Durham.
by big number 33, DJ Durham. Laying the wood on Phillips, who had nowhere to go. Loss of 2.
Third and 17.
Third down and 17 coming up for the Raiders from their own 18-yard line. Play clock again, reaching 5 seconds as Worstel trying to get his guys in position. Another errant snap. Worstel picks it up, runs with it, trying to make something out of it. Crosses the 20, gets up to about the 23-yard line.
DJ Durham again.
Not nearly enough. Unable to reach the original line of scrimmage. So that will bring up 4th down.
Gain of 5 on the
Another
play,
errant
4th and
snap.
12.
And Wersell was forced to pick up the ball and run, trying to make something out of it. And at least was able to get positive yards, reaching it to the 23-yard line. So 4th down and 12. Don Johnson back to punt. Gets the snap and tucks it and runs with it. He's taking it to the right side, crosses the 30 to the 35, out of bounds. That's going to be close, folks. The line to gain was the 35-yard line. The far side official looks to give him the 36 and does. The chains will move. Gutsy
Johnson
call
on
by
the
the
carry.
Raiders as Don Johnson tucks the ball on the fake punt. Great blocking up front and downfield by the Raiders. And able to regain or to keep possession as we see Johnson showing off the wheels. And Don's actually, along with his punting duties, is a running back and linebacker, so definitely showed his running ability there.
13 yards on the play. That's enough
Keeping
for
the drive
first down.
going here for
First and
Spring
10
Hill.
for Spring Hill. Ball
So
on
1st down and 10.
36-yard line.
Ball at the 36-yard line of the Raiders. Clock has hit 9 minutes left to go here in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10. Looks like another change of quarterback. That is Sanders in. Gives the ball to Phillips, who tries to get back to the line of scrimmage and does. Looks like he gained about 1 yard. So the new quarterback into the game for the Raiders, Raheem Sanders, once again, who has seen some time tonight, along with
Gain of 2 yards
Stanley
on the play. 2nd
Morstel.
and 8.
So after the 2-yard run by Phillips, that'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Ball on the 38-yard line. Running back to either side of Sanders. Sends Sechrist in motion, looking for the swing pass to him. And it is low, and it looks like they are going to call it a fumble. The lateral pass behind the line of scrimmage. Sechrist was unable to come up with it, and the Raiders fall on it.
The Mafioso's Pizzeria fumble recovered by number 48,
And
Jackson Jarvis.
so that was Jackson Jarvis there on the recovery. So we see
Rebels
here
take over, 1st
Sanders
and
threw the
10,
ball
at the
backwards
Spring
behind the
Hill
line of scrimmage. So that is
32-yard line.
considered a fumble. That is not a forward pass. And with Sechrist unable to come up with it, the Raiders fall with another turnover again and gives the Rebels another chance on the wrong end of the field. 1st and 10 from the Raider 32-yard line. As Nichols in the shotgun. He takes the snap, give up the middle to Gakai, and he is met immediately by the Raiders. That was,
Chase Crow on
looks
the
like that
carry.
was Austin Williams leading the committee of stoppers
Austin
there.
Williams in on the stop. Gain of a yard on the
And that was
play.
actually
2nd and
Crow on
9.
the carry from Nichols. So after the 1-yard run, that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Ball on the 31-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right for Nichols. The give is to Crow once again. Takes it all the way out to the left side, barrels his way forward,
Crow on the carry.
reaching almost the 20-yard line.
Jerry
As
McLeod made the stop.
McLeod was there to take down Crow, but Crow
Gain of 10
lowered that
yards on the
shoulder
play.
and
First Tennessee,
powered
first
forward
down.
for the first down.
and 10 for the Rebels. Ball at the Spring Hill.
You see, this is
21
Crow's
yard
first time
line.
into the game tonight. He makes the most of it, as it looks like the receiving core as well of the Rebels. Looks like second teamers are out there for them to get some work in. As the clock is inside 7 minutes to go here in this game, as Crow up the gut once again, nothing doing.
Crow on the carry.
And new quarterback in the game, Connor Beaven. The sophomore quarterback, 180 pounds, in to replace Josh Nichols. So
No
excuse
gain
me
on
for
the play,
that,
2nd and 10.
for that miss on my part. So, second team out for the Rebels. They have the ball 2nd and 10 from the Raider 21-yard line. As Beaven takes the snap. Hands to Crow, who is met hard by number 34. That's Don Johnson in his middle linebacker position. He can punt, he can run, and he can tackle. Great play there by Johnson, meeting Crow, who only got the ball, was able to get a yard, so 3rd and 9 from the 20-yard line. Clock is moving, 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. Beaven in the shotgun, gives to Crow. Crow hops over the line, gets up to about the 19, 18-yard line, and that will bring up 4th down for the Rebels.
Keaton Coffey was in on the
As
stop.
we see Beaven coming over to the sidelines, and
Gain
with
of 2 on the
4th
play,
down and
brings up
7
4th
from
and
the
7.
18-yard line, the Rebels will bring out their field goal unit. Looks like they'll get
Number
them some work.
92, Alex Kundle comes on to try a field goal. A 35-yard attempt.
So the senior kicker, number 92, Alex Kundle, will attempt the 35-yard field goal close to the right hash. The kick is up, and it is just good.
Kundle's kick is good.
35-yard kick by Kundle is good. Hung up in the air a little bit,
4:36 to go in the 4th quarter.
but it is good. 3
38.
points added to the score for the Rebels with 4 minutes and 36 seconds left to go here in the ball game. The Rebels lead Spring Hill 38-6. And that ball hung up in the air a little bit and was just able to cross that bar there, as we see on the screen. So great job by the Rebels offense, able to come out with points. And the kickoff units from both teams head onto the field. And once again, 38-6, Rebels lead the Raiders. 4:36 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Kundle gets the ball on the tee as he gets set to boot this one away. The ball is taken by Sechrist. And once again, we see a little bit of end-around action as McLeod takes it and was able to reach the edge, get a little bit of breathing room. Just crosses the 20 to about the 21-yard line, where the Raiders will take over 1st and 10.
For Spring Hill from their own 21-yard line.
So we saw the Rebels with some backups in. Looks like the Raiders are keeping in most of the first teamers, as Stanley Worstel is back in the shotgun at quarterback. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the left, and looking left, still looking, and he is forced out, and he is sacked. Sacked deep in his own territory, close to the 5-yard line.
Mafioso's Pizzeria sack is by number 57, Journey King.
57, Journey King in there to sack Worstel. Sophomore defensive lineman for Franklin. So that's a big loss, and going the wrong way are the Rebels.
Loss of 16 on the play.
As King was able to shed that block and get Worstel as he was rolling out trying to find a receiver downfield. So after the 16-yard loss, that brings up 2nd down and 26. Raiders off their own 5-yard line. Snap is taken by Worstel, running to the right side, trying to get some room, and does. Gets the corner and out to about the 15-yard line. Great run by Worstel as Nathan Wood in there, forcing him outside close to the 15-yard line. Looks like they're giving him the 14. So positive 9-yard run there by Worstel. Still brings up 3rd and long. So after the gain of 9, it brings up 3rd down and 17. Ball on the Raider 14-yard line. As looks like that was Raheem Sanders in there fumbling the snap, was not able to corral it. Franklin picks it up and goes into the end zone once again for another score. And I'm not sure who picked up that ball.
Fumble recovery and score by number 33, DJ Durham.
As my friend Mr. PA announcer, that was DJ Durham, number 33, from Franklin, picking up the fumble snap by Raheem Sanders.
Number 92, Alex Cundle on to try the extra point.
Rebels kind of digging the knife in the wound of the Raiders as Cundle in for the extra point. And it is wide right, no good.
Extra point is no good. 3:22 to go in the 4th
so
quarter.
After the missed field goal, so let's check out this play here. Just looks like Sanders got a little bit anxious there. 2 gloves on his hands, got to make that play. Was unable to, and Durham staying in the play, able to run and grab the ball and fall into the end zone for 6 points. So after the fumble recovery for the touchdown, Franklin leads Spring Hill 44-6. Late here in the 4th quarter, 3 minutes and 22 seconds left to go. And at this point, if you're the Raiders, you're not winning this game, but you at least want to make the best out of your last possessions here in this contest. So desperate to get some more points on the board of the Raiders, as Cundle and company from the Rebels will kick off the ball here to Sechrist, who is deep outside the 5-yard line to receive this kick. And the ball is sent. Sechrist fields at the 10. Fakes the toss as he stumbled, trying to make some room to the left, and is
on the return.
Stopped going backwards by the coverage team of the Rebels, and Sechrist not able to get a healthy return on that kickoff. So Raiders will have the ball 1st and 10 from their 17-yard line. And with the score at 44-6, we do have the running clock in motion. So game clock's in motion, and as well as the play clock reaching 10 seconds. Not sure what the holdup is for the Raider offense. We'll see what happens here. Play clock down to 2 to 1. And I think that's just the play clock running with the game clock, as the officials were giving the Raiders time to get their personnel on the field. So nonetheless, 1st down and 10. The ball is wide, give to the outside to the left. It looks like number 13 in at quarterback, as my sheet has it, that is Collins Malone. I'm not sure if that is correct or not, but it looks like he gave the ball to Phillips, who was going on the sweep.
He was tackled by number
out to the left side and was just able to make it back to the line of scrimmage. So long run, and they will give him a yard. So 2nd down and 9 from their own 19. Clock is running down to 1:35 left to go. Another fumbled snap from the Raiders, and it is fallen on by the quarterback. And Raiders were able to maintain possession. So 3rd down and 9, clock is still ticking, reaching 1 minute left to go here in this football game. Shotgun snap, tossed to the right. Phillips juggling and able to corral it. Going way back inside his 5-yard line, trying to make something out of it. Still on his feet. And finally drug down at around the 15-yard line. It's a great 2nd, 3rd, and 4th effort there by Phillips, trying to make something out of that play, but was unable to as the clock is ticking down to 30 seconds. So as I said, next week, big region matchup, Ravenwood at Independence. We will not be there, but we hope you will be there. That'll be a big matchup there in their region. And it looks like as this game is dwindling down, clock inside 10 seconds. Doesn't look like the Raiders are going to get another playoff. And 000 is on the board. That'll do it.
And that's the final play of the game. Your final
so that will bring our final score. Franklin 44, Spring Hill 6. For everybody here up top, Dayton Edwards, Will Jackson on the field, Christian Dunham, Lance West in the van on controls. My name is Parker Hazard. Thank you so much for joining us on our WCTV Game of the Week. We've enjoyed it, and we will see you next year.
Friday night in Dixon. Again, thank you for attending tonight's game.